constituents and rejuvenate in readiness for the important responsibilities of serving the people of this great county. Honorable members, allow me to reiterate that the responsibilities we bear are sacred trust bestowed upon us by the Constitution of Kenya, by the people who elected us, and above all, by God. Let us remain mindful that the offices we hold are not positions of privilege for personal gain, but platforms for service. Service to our people and service to a higher calling. It is therefore my sincere expectation that this House shall continue to diligently and robustly discharge its constitutional mandate of representation, legislation, and oversight in pursuit of the welfare and prosperity of the people of Nyandarua. I further urge this Assembly to subject all matters brought before it to rigorous scrutiny and ensure that every policy, program, and piece of legislation contributes meaningfully to the realization of the county government's development agenda and the improvement of the lives of our residents. To the people of Nyandarua, I wish to assure you that this House shall consider the county budget estimates for the financial year 2026-2027 with the urgency, diligence, and objectivity required of us by those who have entrusted us with their voices, hopes, and aspirations. Honorable members, it is equally my expectation that this Assembly shall remain steadfast in ensuring that the county executive and its agencies manage public resources prudently, transparently, and accountably. In this regard, I call upon all committee chairpersons to expedite consideration of pending businesses and ensure that reports and recommendations are presented before this House without unnecessary delay. At the same time, I wish to reassure all departments and agencies of the county executive that the county assembly remains committed to constructive engagement and collaboration in the pursuit of efficient, effective, and people-centered service delivery. I encourage all sectoral committee chairpersons to foster this spirit of partnership with their respective departments while remaining faithful to their oversight responsibility. Honorable members, at a time when our nation continues to navigate a challenging and often polarized political environment, I urge each one of us to lead by example in promoting unity, tolerance, and peaceful coexistence. Let us rise above partisan interests and place the common good of Nyandarua, our region, and our country at the center of all our deliberations and actions. As we embark on this part of the session, let us recommit ourselves to the values of integrity, accountability, diligence, and selfless service. The people of Nyandarua look to us for leadership, and we must strive to justify the confidence they have placed in us. Thank you, honorable members. Clerk, next order. Honorable Ibrahim Mwangi Maina, on behalf of Majority Leader, proceed and table the order paper.
Honorable Speaker, this is the notice paper for 3rd June 2026. On petition, we have a report of joint committees on health services, committee and committee on finance, economic planning, ICT and revenue, on the petition to abolish post-mortem and mortuary charges for the victims of rape and murder, including femicide, by Honorable Sakri Mwangi Jero, Chairperson Joint Committees. On papers is report of the Committee on Water, Sanitation, Environment, Tourism, Natural Resources, and Climate Change. On Nyandarua County, the All Blessed Sports, Tourism, and Conservation Half Marathon Fund annual report and financial statements for the financial year ended June 30th, 2025 by Honorable Isaac Kamau, Chairperson. On notices of motions, a notice of motion on the report of the Committee on Education, Vocational Training, Culture, Vocational Training, Gender and Social Protection on Nyandarua County Bursary Fund Annual Report and financial statements for the financial year ended June 30th, 2025 by Honorable Peter Gadogo Kamau, Chairperson. Also, notice of motion on report of the Committee on Lands, Fiscal Planning, Housing and Urban Development on the Engineer Municipality Annual Report and financial statements for the financial year ended 30th June 2025 by Honorable John Duo Gashino, Chairperson. Report of the Committee on Water, Sanitation, Environment, Tourism, Natural Resources, and Climate Change on Nyandarua County Record Blossom Sport Tourism and Conservation Half Marathon Fund Annual Report and financial statements for the financial year ended 30th June 2025 by Honorable Isaac Kamau. On statements, Honorable Speaker, is a response to a statement sought by Honorable Samuel Limwika Yani on the statement on the spending from the emergency fund, sponsored by Honorable Sakari Mwagi Jero, Chairperson's Committee of Finance. Second response to a statement sought by Honorable Samuel Limwika Yani on the statement on the status of pending bills in the county and spending under the pending bills vote, same by Honorable Sakari Mwagi Jero, Chairperson. A third response to a statement sought by Honorable Daniel Gitau Dongo on the statement on the status payment of goods and services for the financial year 2024-2025, same by Honorable Sakari Mwagi Jero, Chairperson. On motions and bills is a report of the Committee on Budget and Appropriation on the County Government Budget Implementation Review Report for the first 9 months for the financial year 2024-2025 and the annual County Government Budget Implementation Review Report for financial year 2024-2025 by Honorable Isaac Kongo Wajiro, Chairperson. Honorable Speaker, still on today, this time, we have other papers to be tabled. That is report of the Committee on Public Service, Administration Devolution on the Nyandarua County Enforcement Officers, Standing Orders by Honorable Edinand Wabogo Kingori, Chairperson. Second report is of the Committee on Health Services on Engineer County Level 4 Hospital Annual Report and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2025 by Honorable Geshe Wabaire, Chairperson. A third report of the Committee on Health Services on the Nyandarua County Annual Health Facilities Improvement Fund FIF report and financial statements for the period ending 30th June 2025, still by Honorable Paul Geshe Wabaine, Chairperson. And fourth report is of the Committee on Special Fund Accounts on the Nyandarua County Emergency Fund annual report and financial statements for the financial year ended 30th June 2025 by Honorable Peter Dej Kiriga, Chairperson. On notice of motion, on motions and bills, we have another motion on the report of the Committee on Education, Vocation Training, Culture, Vocation Training, Gender and Social Protections on Nyandarua County Bursary Fund Annual Report and Financial Statements for the financial year ended 30th June 2025 by Honorable Peter Gadhongu Kamau, Chairperson. Honorable Speaker, tomorrow, Wednesday, 29th April 2026 at 9:30 a.m. We'll have a notice of motion on youth programs, youth council, and youth services by Honorable Naomi Gatia, County Member of Shamata Ward. On statements, we'll have a response to a statement sought by Honorable Mirika Wajiro. Honorable Speaker, I think I'm not able to concentrate.
Order, Honorable Kagwe, order, consulting Dutons.
We'll have a response to a statement sought by Honorable Mirika Wajiro on the status of streamlining solid waste management and garbage collections operation in the county from the Committee on Health Services by Honorable Paul Gesha Wabaire, Chairperson. Still, we'll have a second response to a statement sought by Honorable Joyfrey Waloiro Kamwana on the status of flood at Engineer Stadium and the works on the playfield, sponsored by Honorable Joseph Kuria Duo, Chairperson. On motions and bills, we will have a report of the Committee on Water, Sanitation, Environment, Tourism, Natural Resources and Climate Change on Nyandarua County All Blossoms Sport, Tourism and Conservation Half Marathon Fund annual report and financial statements for the financial year ended 30th June 2025 by Honorable Isaac Kamau Baye, Chairperson. Honorable Speaker, tomorrow, Wednesday, 29th April 2026 at 2:30 p.m., we'll have a paper or report of the Committee on Lands, Fiscal Planning, Housing and Urban Development on the Nyandarua County Second Kenya Informal Settlements Improvement Projects, KSIP2, annual report and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2025 by Honorable John Duogashino, Chairperson. We'll also have another paper report of the Committee on Agriculture, Agribusiness, Livestock and Fisheries on the Agricultural Institutions Revolving Fund quarterly report and financial statements for the period ending that 1st December 2025 and March 1st, 2026 by Honorable Paul Keruka Bolo, Chairperson. On statements, we'll have a response to a statement sought by Honorable James Mwangi Gishoke on the status of implementation of the resolutions of the Assembly on the emergency and disaster preparedness and response by Honorable Joyfrey Kamwana, Chairpersons. On motions and bills, we'll have a motion on the report of the Committee on Lands, Fiscal Planning, Housing and Urban Development on the Engineer Municipality Annual Report and financial statements for the financial year ended 30th June 2025 by Honorable John Duogashino, Chairpersons. Honorable Speaker, this notice paper is prepared, published pursuant to Standing Orders 40 and 41 and is dated 2nd day of June 2026 by Honorable Mukini Mushiri, Clerk of Nyandarua County Assembly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Ibrahim.
Honorable Speaker, I do table the same.
The notice paper is duly tabled. Honorable members, take note that the business as indicated in the notice paper to be transacted during today's morning sitting were not transacted due to lack of quorum. I hereby direct that the said businesses be referred back to HBC House Business Committee for rescheduling. Clerk, next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a paper to be laid by Honorable Edinand Wambogo Kingori, Chairperson, Committee on Public Service, Administration and Devolution.
Honorable Edinand Wambogo Kingori. Honorable Peter Gathungu Kamau, on behalf of Honorable Wambogo, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, holding brief for the chairman, member of that committee, and Honorable Speaker, it is important to note that the committee's consideration of the draft enforcement standing orders constitutes a pre-publication scrutiny process. At this stage, the draft standing orders have not been published in the Kenya Gazette and therefore do not qualify as a statutory instrument within the meaning of the Statutory Instruments Act of 2013, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the committee's role is limited to examining the policies, administrative and legal framework of the proposed enforcement standing orders and making recommendations that may inform their finalization prior to publication, Honorable Speaker. Consequently, the committee shall not be in a position to present the substantive final report for adoption by the House on the draft enforcement standing orders, as the same has not attained the status of a statutory instrument, which are considered by the Committee on Delegated County Registration and are expected to undergo further consideration by the regulation making authority prior to publication, Mr. Speaker. It's noteworthy that certain forms of delegated registration require pre-publication scrutiny with the relevant draft instruments being tabled before the House prior to publication. In such instances, the requirement for pre-publication scrutiny is expressly provided for under the parent Act. For example, with respect to statutory instruments relating to elections, Section 109(3) of the Elections Act, number 24 of 2011, provides that the power to make regulation shall be exercised only after a draft of the proposed regulations has been approved by the National Assembly, at least 4 months preceding a general election, Honorable Speaker. The foregoing illustrates that where Parliament or a legislative body is required to undertake scrutiny of a draft statutory instrument prior to publication, such a requirement must be expressly anchored in law, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's therefore the committee respective view that upon conclusion of the pre-publication scrutiny process, Mr. Speaker, the committee may only present its observation and recommendations arising from its review of the draft enforcement standing orders to the relevant county executive committee members, who in this instance is the regulation making authority, for consideration before publication. Accordingly, Honorable Speaker, the committee's engagement at this stage does not culminate in a final report for adoption by the House, but rather in recommendations intended to guide the refinement of the draft instrument prior to its publication, Honorable Speaker. Once the enforcement standing orders are finalized and published in the Kenya Gazette, they shall acquire the status of statutory instrument within the meaning of the Statutory Instruments Act of 2013. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, oversight and scrutiny of the published instruments shall fall within the mandate of the Committee on Delegated Registration in accordance with the provisions of the Statutory Instruments Act of 2013 and the standing orders of this Assembly. Honorable Speaker, in light of the foregoing, the committee respectively submits that its mandate in respect of the draft enforcement standing orders is limited to pre-publication scrutiny and the issuance of recommendation to the regulation-making authority. Any formal post-publication scrutiny of the resultant statutory instruments shall properly fall within the jurisdiction of the Committee on Delegated Registration. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the Chairperson, Public Service Administration and Devolution, Honorable Edinard Wambugu King'ori. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Gathungu. Honorable members, the concerns are noted, and once the standing orders shall be gazetted, the House shall give directions concerning the same. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, under the same order on papers, we have two papers to be laid by Honorable Paul Ngesho Wambaire, the Chairperson, Committee on Health Services.
Honorable Paul Gecho Wambaire, Chairperson, Committee on Health Services and member for Kipipiri. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I don't know what starts. Maybe I need to be guided because I have two papers. Mr. Speaker, I'm awaiting the... Thank you. Mr. Speaker, sorry for that. The status of the Engineer County Level 4 Hospital annual report and financial statement for the year ended 30th June 2025. The Committee on Health Services was duly mandated by this Honorable House to scrutinize and report on the above mentioned report. The committee has since completed its analysis of the report. During this process, it identified several issues requiring clarification from the medical superintendent. Consequently, a letter seeking clarification on the same was sent to the above mentioned through the Office of the Clerk. On 8th April 2026, the committee received a letter from the hospital medical superintendent requesting a 1-month extension to respond on the issues highlighted on the report by the committee. He indicated that the additional time would enable him to adequately address all the queries raised. The committee officially received the responses on 26th May 2026, a period when the House was on recess. In view of the foregoing, the committee respectively seeks the indulgence and favorable consideration of this Honorable House for an extension of 21 days from the date thereof. This extension will enable the committee to analyze the responses and prepare a comprehensive and well-informed report for tabling before this House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir.
Thank you, Honorable Geche. The preliminary progress report is duly tabled. The leave sought is well explained and deserving, and so I grant it as sought. Chairperson, ensure the report is ready within the time requested.
Mr. Speaker, also there is another report on the status of the report on the Nyandarua County Annual Health Facility Improvement Financing. That is FIF report and financial statement for the period ended 30th June 2025. The Committee on Health Services was duly mandated by this Honorable House to scrutinize and report on the above stated report. The report has since formed the agenda of the committee's meetings, during which members have sought to analyze and fully comprehend its content. The committee is currently in the final stages of identifying issues that require clarification from the various medical superintendent. Upon completion of the analysis, a letter seeking information on the matter list will be sent to the medical superintendent through the office of the clerk. In view of the ongoing review process,
Chair.
the committee respectively seek the indulgence of this Honorable House to grant an extension of 60
What is
days.
it, Honorable Madhu?
Maybe, Chair, the report, our health chair is, I think it is very important to this house, and I can see that we are not quite.
Clerk, confirm that we have the requisite quorum to proceed with the business.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the House is not quorate.
There being no quorum to proceed with the business of the day, I direct that pursuant to Standing Order 36, the quorum bell be rung for an initial 8 minutes until such a time that quorum shall be achieved. been confirmed, we proceed with the business as earlier mentioned.
Mr.
Proceed.
Speaker, we grant, in view of the ongoing review process, the committee respectively seeks the indulgence of this Honorable House to grant an extension of 60 days to enable the submission of a thorough and conclusive report. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
The report is duly, the preliminary progress report is duly reported, duly tabled, and the leave sought is well explained and deserving, and so I grant it as sought. Chairperson, ensure the report is ready within the time requested. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, still under the order on papers, we have a paper to be laid by Honorable Peter Denji Kirega, Chairperson, Committee on Special Funds Accounts.
Honorable Deji Kiriga, Honorable Joyce Munywa, proceed.
Mr. Speaker, sir, on behalf of my chair, the committee is currently considering the county emergency funds financial statement. However, upon review, it noted the need for additional supporting documentation to facilitate a comprehensive examination of the fund's operations. Accordingly, the committee requested the submission of key documents, including the bank statements, schedules of trade payables, both outstanding and settled, explanations for non-payment of outstanding obligation, justification for expenditure incurred under the emergency funds, details regarding the withdrawal of Kenya shillings 1.5 million from the fund for KISIP 2 assistance, and word-wise breakdown of food distribution. Pursuant thereto, the committee resolved to invite the County Executive Committee member, CCM, responsible for finance and economic planning, to appear before it and respond to the aforementioned matters. However, owing to the recently concluded long recess of the Assembly, the committee did not convene to consider the issues and compile the report within the stipulated time frame. Consequently, the committee humbly seeks the indulgence of this Honorable House to grant it an extension of 45 days to enable it to engage the CCM, scrutinize the requested documentation, and thereafter compile and table a comprehensive report together with its findings and recommendations. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. This is signed on behalf of my chair, Honorable Peter Denji. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Joyce. The preliminary report is duly tabled. The leave sought is well explained and deserving, and so I grant it as sought. Chairperson, ensure the report is ready within the time requested. Clerk, next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, statements. Order number 8, motions and bills. Mr. Speaker, sir, we've exhausted the business as indicated in the afternoon session's order paper.
Honorable members, there being no other business to transact during today's sitting, I now adjourn the House to Wednesday, the 3rd day of June 2026 at 9:30 a.m.